Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu-alaikum. Ji ayanu pakhair agale ni hao chunushumme washwale ohaya gonzaimas. Guten Morgen. Hola boyo privyet kaifa hal. Halishuma chatore. Ahlan wa sahlan marhaba. Buna mucho gracias. Swabia balli kare aya. Hosh galde naya saya khuya mora chibato chi hal jot kali mera khairutan. And a very warm welcome to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and watching World this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I happen to be Shahzad Khan, and with me, I'm really lucky that I've been joined by my wonderful colleague who happens to be Miss Eesha Rehan. Hello Eesha, Assalamu alaikum. How are you feeling today?
Walaikum assalam, Shahzad. I'm feeling absolutely great. And you know what? Your introduction always brings a very big smile on my face, which makes me very happy all the time.
Thank you so much for saying that. I think it actually gives me a lot of confidence when I get started with so many hellos and highs, knowing that, you know, we go out in 46 different countries and making sure that everybody out there who's watching me can actually connect with us. It's wonderful. But I have a very reasonable question to ask. You know, so we do know for a fact that, you know, whenever we are on television, we have, you know, 3 different television sets right in front of us, which people cannot see. Why is it that more than looking into the camera, you look at the televisions to just check whether how you look today?
I think it is a self-conscious thing that happens. It's not in my control. I always just end up, we have our camera right in front of us, and then we have the screen right beside us, and I always end up looking at myself
yeah. So it's
into
great.
the screens.
So which means that you love yourself, right?
Maybe,
do
but
you
not,
love yourself?
I do, but not in a narcissistic kind of way.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But because, you know, that's one essential thing which will play a very positive role in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure, I think this is where I would want to start my day today. Please make sure that you love yourself first and then love whoever you want to love. Because if you're going to love yourself, that will make you available for other people and will give you a heart full of gratitude and empathy. And please make sure that you practice that more. But
so next time when you see a screen or a mirror, make sure to look at yourself and love yourself.
Exactly, not on the television
Shahzad is
screen,
trying to
okay,
say.
because you can do it later. But now, you know, I think I've got something really interesting. It looks like as if it's somewhere out of the movie. You know, imagine that scientists have actually discovered a remarkable 3-eyed predator which lived over 500 million years ago. The fossil species named Mosura fentoni after the fictional Japanese monster Mothra was unearthed in Canada's Bergs Shale by researchers from the Royal Ontario Museum. The creature was approximately the size of an index finger and had a distinctive body structure that has provided valuable insights into early arthropod evolution. Wow.
Wow, that looks right out of
a... Really?
Boy, it looks right out of a science fiction horror movie. But I'm glad that it's tiny, or I would have been very scared.
My index finger is long enough. Imagine if you look at, you know, a creature which is 3-eyed and is the size of your index finger. I think it'll be unbelievable for us to see it, right?
It is true. And you know what, Shahzad? I think you have a very radiant and charismatic personality, which is why, you know, we as humans give each other's compliments. Like, you know, you're glowing so much, you look so radiant today. And that is not just words anymore. It's not a phrase anymore. It actually has a scientific backing towards it. A study has found that all living beings actually emit a glow that extinguishes after their death. This finding may help scientists track injury and diseases in humans. According to researchers from the University of Calgary, Canada, living things
glow faintly throughout their lives due to the energy released by metabolic and cellular processes. A byproduct of metabolism is a group of highly reactive oxygen-containing molecules called reactive oxygen species, or ROS. Excess ROS production may cause oxidative stress, which induces electron transfer process between chemicals in the body linked to the glow. Wow.
So we are always glowing and radiant.
And now we actually have a scientific research to kind of, you know, let us know or back it that, you know, okay, you're glowing too much. And not just that, I think it's not just our energy. I think it's, you know, where we speak about manifestation, how we do know for a fact that, you know, once you start to think about things, Allah will pave a way for those things to come into your life, right? Which means that you really need to have a stronger mindset, you really need to have stronger belief,
be
you
more
really
patient,
need to have stronger
have
faith
critical
system.
thinking.
अब बता दो मेरी अभी बात खत्म हुई तुम बता दो पहले और क्या ऐड करना था इसमें
बस की था
अच्छा okay. So ladies and gentlemen, but to have a very productive mind, what you really need to do is that you really need to make sure that continuously you're exercising your brain, that you think strategically, that you know that your productive thought process is such where you really use your critical thinking processes. But for us to go to schools and memorize and rot learning is not something which will actually give you a great brain. it is for you to kind of make sure that you play such games, involve yourselves into such activities or mind games, which will actually help you have a stronger brain, or probably a brain which actually functions more than a normal individual. How can you do that? I think one of those games is chess. And there's somebody who's with us because they have an initiative with the name of National Mind Sports Initiative. We will be talking to this gentleman, and he will let us know why there's more popularity about chess in the world today. And we're very lucky that we've been joined by Mr. Hanif Qureshi, happens to be the president of Chess Federation of Pakistan. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Walaikum salam, Shahzad and Eesha. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for PTV and World this morning.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. But first things first, sir, before I speak about the initiative, the Mind Games initiative, let's talk about the history of chess, first of all. And do you think that, you know, probably if we go back 2,000 years, it still existed within our region, what we call now Pakistan?
Yes, Shahzad.
Okay.
Pakistan has a unique honor that this game of intelligence was born in this part of the world, what's called Pakistan now. It was born in Indus Valley civilization some 2,000 years back.
Wow.
And it has evolved and traveled. Chess is a very unique game that has traveled all over the world, and it has always gained more popularity. Chess has never gone down, you know, back in the centuries, but front in the centuries. So today, 200 countries are member of the International Chess Federation, FIDE. Pakistan is a proud member since 1973 with them. And chess popularity is ever growing.
Wow, I think that's great as well.
So
and,
interesting,
and sir, just one simple question before we actually kind of, you know, reveal the entire concept of the National Mind Sports Initiative, and that is that just because of the fact that it's named as Shatranj in Urdu, it brought a lot of stigma alongside it. And, you know, we have seen a lot of ulamas and religious scholars speak about it, how Shatranj shouldn't really be played, you know, how it's haram and whatnot. So would you mind, you know, elaborating on that?
Sure, I think this is a very important time, Shahzad, and you critically, you know, touched that point. Chess is a game of efforts, and chess is not about chance. Any other cricket, any other, you know, it's about your efforts, how you, and your excellence. So chess is absolutely about excellence, and including Saudi Arabia, Iran, and everywhere else, chess is played, their official federations. So basically that stigma with Shatranj basically is a wrong concept.
Okay.
It doesn't hold in today's modern world and all the studies that we have done.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir, for clearing the air. And I think it's wonderful for every parent who's out there. You need to listen to this conversation now. Let's speak about the National Mind Sports Initiative. What is it, sir?
Chess Federation of Pakistan has a history of 68 years. Unfortunately, perhaps until 3 years back, we could not excel the way we are now excelling. We came on the scene 3 years back, and we took, I'm a national master. I have represented Pakistan in the international
championship
and
international championship.
And Olympian, and you were also part of the national team of Pakistan.
Right, and that's my interest actually. But National Mind Sports Initiative is a great concept because that was launched with the initiatives of Chess Federation of Pakistan, and we have invited the highest hierarchy of chess, including our president of FIDE, then our Asian president, Sheikh Sultan bin Khalifa Al Nahyan, who is a great personality to work with. And the Prime Minister of Pakistan has launched this initiative. And then successive governments have supported this initiative. And this is the largest chess into schools initiative in the world, which includes Scrabble, in which Pakistan is world champion since last 15 years. Currently, Pakistan's Afan Salman is world champion individual, and Pakistan also is a team champion. Now, this is an English language mind sports, and you ask yourself, well, English is not our mother tongue, so how we can beat US and UK and everybody else? Well, our kids are very intelligent. So now we are following this in chess. Prime Minister National Chess Mind Sports Initiative is 10,000 schools to bring chess and Scrabble into them, public and private. I'm very happy that Federal Ministry of Education has done great work in this. Already in 104 schools in Islamabad, chess is part of the curriculum. That means not the part of the curriculum in the sense that it is passed through assembly, but it's actually through the Prime Minister National Mind Sports Initiative. All over Islamabad, all over Punjab, everywhere private and government schools are joining the program. It's a great program to bring chess into education, which actually help students in their education and further in career, which we can speak.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I would want to speak about. But sir, where you said, how in Scrabble we are individual and a team champion as well, and how our children are so smart, in figuring out English spellings, because this young kid, I think he was 13 or 14 years old, has actually won the world championship for spelling bee as well. He's a Pakistani kid. I will bring his name. I mean, it's not coming to my mind. Very quickly, sir, I just want to have a word with Eesha over here. So Eesha, because we are an individual champion in Scrabble and, a team champion in Scrabble too, I'm going to give you a word to write in Urdu. Okay, so let's see if you can write it or not, okay? So the word that you're supposed to write is istiqlal. Okay, so you write it. Meanwhile, I'm going to go back to Hanif Sab over here. So Hanif Sab, what do you think will be the impact of children playing chess in school, and how will it have its impact on their personality, critical thought processes, and strategic thoughts?
Shahzad, thank you. This is a very, very important point. There are countless studies have done all over the world with very reputed institutions, which shows that how chess adds value to the critical thinking of youth, and particularly areas of problem solving. When you're playing chess, constantly you face those problems in all other sports also, but chess has a special touch to it, which is recognized by all the world experts, commissions and everything. So it adds value because they not only critically think, but they solve those problems that they face. And the strategic thinking, forward planning, looking towards the future. So you have to actually plan the things, which help them very much in their career planning, in their studies, everywhere in life.
But sir, it looks very intangible. Nah? It's not something that we could actually see from our eyes. That it's just because of the fact that the kid was playing chess, and that now he's very sharp, and that he could plan accordingly, and that he strategizes everything. Do you think that there's a procedure of kind of tangibly noticing that, okay, that a kid is getting better because the kid was playing chess?
Yes.
How?
FIDE Chess in Education is a commission which consists of 23 members from all over the world. Pakistan is a member, a proud member. We are the youngest country on the planet, 140 million plus youth. So it makes so much sense for us to be there. Now, they have done so many studies and practical examples from the ground, which shows all over the world that those kids who are playing chess slowly get better in their studies, slowly they get more, they think more, and they, how kids are impassionate normally.
True.
So they have more, they become more thoughtful and they think about it. Chess is very interesting from that side, because if you have a bishop coming and you don't see it, it's like a punch on the face and you say, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
And then it slowly teaches you and trains you to think about it. What is there? What is the risk? And how you go about that.
And I can definitely relate to this, since as a child, my father had this ritual that every week, at the end of the week, we would come together, and at night after our keva, we would play chess. And it would be very different than the other sports we would play. So when we would play outside, if it's cricket, tennis, badminton, one of us siblings would, get naraz and would throw the racket and we'd run away. We're like, no one's giving me time, I'm losing. But chess actually gives you patience, critical thinking, and that time when you have to select your move to initiate the checkmate, that is so critical. It takes minutes and minutes of thinking, which is why it is very essential that it needs to be embedded in our curriculum.
Exactly.
पूछना क्या चाहती हो?
पूछना ये चाहती हूँ कि आप देखिए मैंने ठीक
All right,
कहा
so we've given her a word, istiqlal. I think it looks fine to me as well. So there's istiqlal. I don't know if you guys can see, but I think this is a good one. I'm going to give her another one now.
No.
So the other one is Tamiz o Tamaddun. Okay? And coming back to Hanif Saab over here. So now, Hanif Saab, let's speak about internationally, how much impact do we see of chess, and why is the world now all of a sudden all about chess? I mean, there's millions of people out there who probably play it every single day.
Thank you, Shahzad. For the last at least 35 years, we did not engage our youth enough into chess, and our paniri was, that was not there. When we came into scene, we have all the colleagues, we have planned that we have to come back and work on youth. And this is why the decline of Pakistan in international chess was there, because basically youth was not coming forward.
True.
We got engaged with the youth. We have an ample, youth which is very interested, very passionate about chess. We had started working. So to give you an example, the first youth championship we organized in Lahore was 34 kids.
Okay.
The last championship, 3 years after, 2 years and a half after, we have organized in Karachi, had 250. And 60 kids we couldn't accommodate because basically we had constraint of the space.
Wow.
Pakistan has broken all the records of on-the-board competitions in the last all-time record. Pakistan has broken all-time record of international participation. We just came back from Western Asian Championship, and we are going now to, for example, World Schools Championship in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
In August, where Pakistan will be represented. One winning school of Pakistan will be represented. So Pakistan not only have now competitions on the local level in schools everywhere in the country, but also international participation has grown tenfold. This has broken all-time records. And almost every month, our youth team is somewhere with the flag of Pakistan represented, and everybody is very surprised because people haven't seen Pakistan for a long time, and say, "Oh, these kids are from Pakistan." And I'm very happy that we came to the point where we engaged the youth. I'm sure that Pakistan's future in competitive chess will be secure with our youth talent coming forward.
Inshallah, I will certainly, sir, having you as the President Chess Federation of Pakistan will certainly help us as well. And thank you so much for bringing Pakistan on the global map of a chess-playing nation. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Hanif sir, for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you. Very quickly, are there any upcoming events as well, which we might keep an eye out for?
Yes, keep an eye on the World Schools Championship, which is coming, World Cup coming in Georgia, which is very soon. Asian Amateur Championship in Hong Kong, coming forward. And in national events, 3 days ago, we have concluded National Schools Championship.
Wonderful.
And then National Junior Championship coming forward. There are so many competitions.
Wow.
And just last minute, I would say that
Sure, sir.
last week I have seen a video from a school in Borewala. There were 180 kids were playing.
180.
In one school, in one small city, 180. I was so happy that chess is going all over the place and people recognize the value addition it can do.
I think that's great. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. And the only thing that we now require is probably some great chess sets, probably available everywhere out there. So wherever you step outside, we might not have to order it online. Whichever shop you go to, a chess set, a good one should actually be available. Thank you so much, Eesha, for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you. Coming back to Eesha now, and to Tamizo Tamaddun, let's see what she's
don't think
written.
anyone can
Okay,
see
so
I've
there's
written one
Tamizo
word.
To, so yeah, I don't know because
I'm
it's
glad
white
no one
paper,
can see. He's
but
just
she was
making things
unable to
up.
write Tamizo Tamaddun.
No, I've written it right.
I'm going to
You just
complete
can't
it
see
for you,
it.
okay? So I'm going to complete it for you, but probably later in the program as well. But imagine that, while Hanif Sahib was over here on the show, he spoke about it, how Pakistan is actually on the global map of chess, and how children, 180 children in Burewala, particularly a little bit of a remote place in Pakistan, saw 180 children playing chess. And it certainly is great. Harvard backs it up with research. There are a lot of researches which are coming out that in terms of critical thought processes, being more strategic, because one thing that chess will actually teach you is that for every move that you make in life, you'll have to back it up. How will you do that is something which chess will teach you in particular. But in addition to this, where we spoke about, or I mentioned about, or we mentioned about how Pakistan is on the global map, we were in conversation with Ms. Naila Kyani, who actually summited this peak in Nepal, Kancha Chunga, if I'm not wrong. Imagine that there's another legacy which has been taken forward by Sadpara Saab's son as well. He's going to be with us in conversation, because imagine that this gentleman has done so well, so phenomenally well, without even the oxygen that a lot of people might use as well. We're going to be in conversation with him because Sajid Sadpara submits world's 7th highest mountain without supplemental oxygen. Hello Sajid, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. How are you feeling today?
Hello, walaikum salam. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sajid, for taking our time. And first of all, congratulations, for making Pakistan proud again as well. You were in Nepal. Please, let's start to speak about, your latest summit and how was it? How did it go? How did you prepare for it?
Yes. I recently summited world's 7th highest mountain, Dhaulagiri. It was one of the toughest mountain, especially due to its weather. And yeah, Alhamdulillah, I summit recently on May 14. It was like amazing experience, and it was one of the toughest mountain, and I climbed without oxygen. So I'm very happy. Yeah, it was one of the my latest summit and super exciting. Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah, to do
You
this
know how
summit. Yeah.
fascinating. It was actually the world's seventh highest peak, and that too without oxygen. So I have a question that a person like me, if I want to start summiting mountains one day, how should I prepare for it? It probably takes months and years of training to actually reach this point and reach at your level.
किचन की
So
खिड़की
what
से
kind
तुमसे
of
बाहर नहीं
guidance?
निकला जाता
So what kind of guidance would you give for anyone who wants to start on this journey?
Yeah, personally, we are professional mountaineers, and every year, 7 8 months, we stay in mountains like big mountains like K2 Everest. Yeah. So for preparing it, we have to physically fit, mentally fit, and we have to do proper exercise, proper diet. And personally, we are professional mountaineers. When you climb one mountain, we are stay fit and well prepared for the another mountain. Yeah. For preparing, we do lot of trainings like gym, running, cycling, a lot of do activities when we off out of the mountain. And when we climb, we do also acclimatization and lot of process in mountain. So we stay fit, yeah. And it is one of the difficult, especially climbing without oxygen is one of the hardest things. So it takes lot of preparing and training, yeah. Lot of we have to do. We have to be well prepared, yeah.
Obviously, but Sajid, you know, this is something that you've seen while growing up. Obviously, your father has left a legacy. Alhamdulillah, may his soul rest in peace. I mean, he's one of those individuals who's actually made Pakistan proud, no matter what. But why is it that you actually do not rely on, you know, supplementary oxygen? Why do you have to go just like this out there? Does it add to your adventure? Don't you think that it can
Yes,
actually
yes,
become a
yes, yes,
misadventure?
yeah. Yeah, especially climbing without oxygen and with oxygen, we can't compare. Yeah, it's totally different because if you climb a mountain with oxygen, it's very easy. You can't feel cold. You are like very relaxed. Yeah, you are using oxygen. The main thing about 8,000 meter in big mountain is oxygen. Yeah, if you this without oxygen and due to less of oxygen, these are very dangerous and critical. Yeah, because I climb without oxygen personally because is personally I feel totally confident and very happy if I climb any mountain without oxygen because it is an achievement. Yeah, I feel that I did something extraordinary or self-confident. And in international climbers community also it's a huge difference between if you climb any mountain with oxygen or without oxygen. Yeah, and international climbers community recognize it if you climb like Everest K2 without oxygen, it will be like a huge achievement in motoring community. Yeah, if you climb with oxygen, many people climb Everest K2 and other mountains with oxygen easily. Yeah, many people, but only few people can climb mountains like Everest K2 without oxygen. Yeah, so if personally for me it's like more satisfying and I feel very happy and very very good and very happy and confident if I climb any mountain without oxygen. Yeah.
Exactly, and not just that, you know, Sajid, obviously nothing to take away from you as well, but imagine that other than you yourself summiting the highest peaks in the world, what you have done extraordinarily is that you've actually participated in a lot of rescue operations
Yes.
yourself. And, you know, for somebody to do that, risking your life over and over again, how would you feel about it? And, you know, I'm actually getting goosebumps while speaking of it. I mean, imagine एक तो चढ़ना ही मुश्किल है उसके बाद आप चढ़ के you know you're going out there to help people, to rescue people, you're a part
Save
of rescue
lives.
operations. How does that feel?
Yes, yes. Personally, we are professional mountaineer, and like we guiding in Pakistan, like foreigners, lot of foreigners in season, like in summer comes here in Pakistan for care to Nanga Parbat. We will do guiding there. We will help them to climb, and lot of rescues. I did personally such mission in K2. I did rescues in Nanga Parbat, and it's our like a job. Yeah, it's our earning source. We earn from it. Mostly, we are professional climbers. So we do lot of rescues, a lot of like guiding clients in mountains. So we are professional mountaineers, yeah. So it's our part of job, yeah.
MashaAllah, that's good. Now, Sajid, I'm going to ask you a question. Obviously, I do know for a fact how we have international audiences out there, but I'm going to ask this in Urdu. And I've always thought of this question. That is कि बहुत ज़्यादा दफ़ा ऐसा होता है कि हमारे प्रोग्राम्स में लोग आते हैं जो कहते हैं कि जी हमने K2 सर कर लिया, हमने माउंट एवरेस्ट सर कर ली और पता नहीं क्या क्या सर कर लिया. लेकिन ये वो लोग होते हैं जिनके साथ स्पॉटर्स जाते हैं या लोग जाते हैं, आप जैसे प्रोफेशनल माउंटेनियर्स होते हैं जो उनका सामान उठा के लेके जाते हैं, वो कभी मंजर आम पे नहीं आते। हालांकि वो भी K2 उनके साथ ही चढ़ते हैं, वो माउंट एवरेस्ट उनके साथ ही चढ़ते हैं, लेकिन ये जो एजाज़ दिया जाता है या ये जो अशाइया किया जाता है उनके ऑनर में, ये सिर्फ उनके लिए किया जाता है जो चढ़ के खाली आ जाते हैं। वो जो साथ 50 किलो का बैग लेके चढ़ रहा होता है उसकी कभी बात नहीं होती। आपको लगता है कि इसकी बात होनी चाहिए?
जी जी, इसमें क्योंकि मेन चीज़ आपका सोशल मीडिया आप की एक्सिस अवेयरनेस होती है। अभी हमारे मोस्टली जो मोस्ट ऑफ द पोर्टर्स बिलोंग फ्रॉम रिमोट विलेजेस, या स्पेशली इन पाकिस्तान, लाइक नॉर्दर्न एरियाज, मोस्ट ऑफ द पोर्टर्स लाइक high altitude guides belong from the remote villages. So basically they didn't know about social media and they didn't have awareness about digital media like this, yeah. And the person they are climbing with, they are very professional and they have sponsorship, they pay for them and they go to get all this credit, yeah. So it's like a fact, but now out of porters, guides also giving opportunities and like a lot of advertisement, and they are also getting recognition in this field, especially due to social media and other things. So things are changing, yeah, but mostly credit goes to clients and they pay for them, yeah, because if someone paying for you, they get all the credit, yeah.
Exactly, and
Very, हाँ.
that's great. Just very quickly, so I've spoken about your rescue operations as well. Alhamdulillah, you've summited 8 out of the 14 highest peaks. Alhamdulillah, I'll come back to this. But what you did differently in Dhaulagiri, this mountain that you've summited 8,167 meters. So the ropes were till 8,050 meters, and on your way, you actually gave them another 350-meter rope for people who will actually be climbing later than you. Is that correct? So,
Yes, yes. In Dhaulagiri is world's seven highest mountain, and we climb like a team, and we are like a big group, Nepali Sherpas and international clients, and we are international 7 8 clients and plus 10 12 Sherpas climb together, and we share the rope. Yes, especially we fix the rope, and one point we didn't have rope, and we climbed in alpine style without rope, and we submitted it, yeah, and we climbed without oxygen, yeah.
How wonderfully put together. And Sajid, I want to ask that how impactful and emotional was it for you to reach this peak and actually walk in your father's footsteps and complete his legacy? And how are we going to see Sajid Ali Sadpara conquering the next mountain?
Yes, yes, it's like an honor for me to, because mostly of the people would know me due to my father's sacrifice, yeah, and I'm following his footprint. So every mountain I climb in alpine style without oxygen, as same as my father used to climb, yeah. So it's an honor for me and representing my father's legacy and climbing highest peaks. So inshallah, in future I have planned to climb world 14 highest mountains. I climbed 8,000 highest peaks without oxygen till now. So I have planned to climb all 14 peaks in the world without oxygen, maybe within 1 2 years, yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah, and we want to wish you best of luck as well. And just one simple thing, and that is Sajid, so unfortunately Sadpara Saab passed away. We lost him in a winter ascent of K2. Do you think that you're going to attempt such a thing in days to come as well, that you will attempt a winter ascent on K2?
Yes, yes. I last year, yeah, last year, and this last winter I climbed. I tried winter Annapurna, yeah, the world 10 highest mountain, but unfortunately we couldn't succeed. We only reached KM3, and I climbed one mountain like it's not that highest, but it's 6,000 mountain, very technical Amadablam, and it's one of the beautiful mountain I climbed in winter. So I have planned, inshallah, is winter is the most hardest and toughest adventure, and it's considered one of the extreme adventure because due to cold and it's very cold and harsh condition. So I have planned to try maybe in future also maybe Everest or get to Annapurna or one of the 8,000ers I have dream to climb in winter. Yeah. So I hope in future I will try maybe one winter ascent also. Yeah.
Inshallah. And Yara, you are a national hero. Please make sure that you stay like that. Please make sure, Yara, you keep the Pakistani flag flying high on all of these top peaks, in the world. Thank you so much, Sajid, for being with us. और आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया पाकिस्तान का नाम इतना रोशन करने के लिए. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading out towards the short break. Don't go anywhere, because when you come back, because when Sajid Sadpara came back down to Pakistan, or probably down to, you know, where we are on sea level or on ground level, it's too hot, you know, and you cannot certainly go out with this much or this much makeup, you know, in this heat. What are we supposed to do? I think is something that we'll be talking about after a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good morning.
Welcome back to our lovely audience. And you know, me and Shahzad were just discussing how our nights are very pleasant these days.
Yeah.
However, when we come out in the morning, our skin, not only our makeup, but our skin keeps melting under the blazing rays of the sun. And to discuss about this issue, we are very lucky to be joined by an expert who is actually an NCA graduate turned makeup artist, and she actually runs a very exquisite salon called Porcelain. And more to talk about how we keep our skin glowing and fresh and picture ready this summer, we have with us Fatima, Amin. Assalamu alaikum, Fatima. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning to you both.
Thank you so much for joining us. Wonderful to have you over here. Obviously, पिछले कुछ दिनों में तो लोगों को time ही नहीं मिल रहा था कि आप उनको time दे सकें. But thank you so much finally that you've made it to our show. So I think she's the expert over here. She's going to pose questions. Please go ahead, Eesha.
Do let us know. I feel like it's more easy in winters to follow a makeup routine and then wear makeup that lasts on your skin. So in the summer, how can we actually firstly take care of our skin? It is the largest organ of our body. What steps can we make? What steps can we take to actually make our skin more smoother and more relaxed this summer?
Okay. So because the weather plays a huge part in how makeup stays on our skin, how skincare reacts, it's a big factor, right? During the winters, the weather is comparatively better. The skin is drying out. So we use hydrating products during the winter. But during the summers, it's a weather where we tend to sweat more, and because of the heat, we're already melting, whether we're wearing makeup or not. So the best thing to do is to first of all follow a good skincare regime. And that's not only for women, that's also for men.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because obviously the skin is the largest part of our body. So I think we should use mattifying products during the summers. And before applying any makeup, we need to ice our face.
Okay. Icing.
So when you ice your face, what it does, it helps to shrink the pores. It sort of boosts the blood circulation and also reduces puffiness. So that is a skin prep, essential for the summers. Yeah.
All right. So we have to detoxify our face and depuff our face by icing, and then we have to apply a simple skincare routine. But you know what actually overwhelms me is that there's so many products in the markets these days. There's serums, vitamin C, retinol, niacinamide, AHA, BHA. So what should we actually use? Any 3 simple steps and serums to follow?
Okay. So skincare, a good skin regime is a game changer, first of all. And the thing to simplify it, the most important thing is to understand what your problem is. Everybody has different kind of skin. Someone has acne prone, someone has like a very dry skin. So you need to understand what are you addressing, because it varies from a person to person, and you need to customize your skincare, right? So to understand how to go about it is understanding labels. For example, hydrating means something that has a lot of moisture in it. So you want to put moisture on things that are dry.
Yeah.
So like if not on something, if it's already oily, you don't want to hydrate it more. And you don't want to have like that excess oil or sebum on your face. And for people who have oily skin, so the label to look for in any product, whether it's a cleanser, toner, moisturizer, is mattifying. So it sort of tones down that oiliness, but also understanding the products. Like in the summers, one should use lightweight products. Like for skincare as well, like very water-based moisturizer, even in sunscreens. A lot of people shy away from using sunscreens because they feel like it will leave a very heavy cast on their skin. But there are so many types of sunscreens available in the market. Some are gel forms, now they're in the spray forms. So use something that's lightweight during
now
the...
tinted sunscreens are also
Exactly,
available.
exactly. And you can also mix sunscreen with your makeup.
Good
Yeah,
tip.
so there's a, but don't skip that out because then that's the reason why we tend to develop so many skin problems.
Exactly. But you know, there can be another reason as well. Now imagine, obviously, I'm no expert at it, and which is why we have Miss Fatima from Porcelain Salon. And now the thing is that I've seen people, especially, you know, alhamdulillah, I'm brother to 5 sisters. And you know, so there are these skin regimes these days, you know, so they have a routine. There's this pouch bag which is always with them, you know, so there's a skin regime in the morning, during the day, and at night. Now, the things that they're using are so many. So there's cleanser, there's moisturizer, there's toner, there's serum, there's sunscreen, there's primer. How can your skin stay healthy if you're putting so much stuff on it?
So now the thing is that you have to use the right products. Over layering your skin is also problematic. So it's not necessary for you to have a very massive skincare regime. You just need to use the effective products.
Okay.
So that's what I said initially, that you need to understand what kind of skin do you have.
Please go ahead, take us through this.
Yes, so the first thing is cleanser, which is very, so before I even come to the cleanser, I would like to, you know, and repeat after me, consistency is key.
Consistency is key.
Because it's not about the intensity of the product. You can use a mild product as well, but if you're using it throughout, that's the game changer.
All right.
Consistency is key. Whether you, even if you're using a moisturizer, which is doesn't have to be loaded with hyaluronic and glycolic and God knows whatever, even if it's a basic one, but if you're doing it throughout, like the year,
So
that's
not
more
just once
effective
a
than
week or
using
once a
one
month.
very strong, potent product.
Exactly.
So-
But, you know, which is why I have this question. Now, imagine, you know, when we were growing up, obviously, you know, there were times when my mom would look at my face and Maji was like, "Idhar muh kitna mela ho raha hai." And would take whatever cream will come to her hand, put it on my face and rub it with tissue paper. Aisa lagta hai zalzala aa gaya. Or probably when she would make me take a shower and she would rub the same
We've all
soap.
seen
And the
those
same
memes.
soap was used by everybody and the skins were fine. Why is it that, you know, as soon as that we have progressed into an era of Botox and fillers and whatnot, that there are companies who are actually playing with, oh, you know, you really need to put a cleanser, you need to know your skin, or there needs to be sunscreen.
No, actually, I would disagree with that
Okay.
because ignorance is bliss.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times I have people in my own family saying, हम तो कुछ नहीं करते थे, हम तो, but when I am looking at them, and
दही
I'm
लगाते
thinking,
थे, अंडा लगाते थे, yeah.
which is fine. The
Yeah.
remedy from the kitchens are most welcomed.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of people come to the salon as well, and they say, हमने तो कभी कुछ नहीं किया, and that's why I do think.
And you would know actually. what
And
they've done.
I would know, and I was like, you know, prevention is cure.
Okay.
So instead of getting to a point where there are so many problems, why not address it from the start,
True.
right? So I think a good cleanser, like for not just women but also men, like, and especially at night time.
Can oil be a good cleanser?
Oil can be a good cleanser depending on the skin type. For example, if you have a drying skin, so then you can use oil-based
straight,
cleansers. But if you have like an oily skin, then you use a water-based cleanser. Okay. So night time, I cannot emphasize this enough that because night skincare regime is so important, that's when the cell turnover is taking place in our body.
All right.
So a lot of women tend to sleep with makeup on, and that's the most aging thing that you can do.
All right.
Yeah, and so it's very important to take off the makeup, to put on some, even if you're using basic things like a good serum,
All right.
a cleanser, serum and moisturizer, that's it. You don't need to put in patani, God knows whatever, but just basic throughout the year.
It needs to be basic and there needs to be consistency.
Yeah, and in the morning, you need to obviously wash your face, have a good moisturizer and sunscreen.
Yeah.
Very,
Alright.
very minimal, but you know, but understanding your own skin
You know,
type.
that was actually such great advice. You know what fascinated me about you is that your transition from being an NCA graduate to becoming a makeup artist and now owning your own salon. So please take us through this journey, and what would you have to say to all the people who want to pursue this passion?
So I think that, you know, I'm an artist and I see art in everything that I do, whether it's doing makeup or whether it's even cooking. Like, it's just how you look at things, right? It's just a different medium from using a canvas to coming to a face with the same brush and pigments, right? So it's a form of art.
I think it's great,
Exactly.
and thank you
Make
so
it
much for saying this as well. Thank you so much for transitioning. Thank you so much for you know, bringing your own journey, you know, live on television, where, you know, how entrepreneuring you are, mashallah. So thank you so much for your wonderful advices and your contribution as well. By the end of the day, it's the stroke of the pen, and that too from the artist's hands, who's actually learned on a canvas. I think it's great. But thank you so much, Eesha, for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you. Thank you so much, Miss Fatima. I mean, it was wonderful to be in conversation with you as well. And towards the end, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one message that we're going to give out today. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if Eesha is on the same level. Do we have the same chemistry or not? 1, 2, 3. Consistency is the key. Look after yourselves. Good morning. Allah Hafiz.